What's going on, y'all? Jimmy Macrum, Marcus Cash, SP3. It's time for the July 21st edition of the AEWrecap for All Elite Wrestling's Wednesday Night Dynamite Fyter Fest Night 2. I know you love Fyter Fest Night 1, as everybody did except the two of us and Jim Cornette. And Jim Cornette.
We literally had comments in the chat like Jimmy and Cass don't like anything.
Don't like anything, but that I've accepted that to an extent. I figured out what it was, because me and Cash both really like Night 2.
What?
I'm about to tell you why. This is my reason. I can't speak for myself. And you know what it is for me? If there's something smart to say, you want to get it out?
No.
I feel like you're holding me back.
I'm not the lead.
It is expectation. I expected Night 1 to be fantastic, and it wasn't. It was just good. So I was like, And I expected Night 2 to be complete garbage, and it was okay. So I was like, yay! That's
pretty much it.
You tell me Orange Cassidy vs. The Blade was alright? You tell me Nyla vs. Go Becker was good? What?
You gonna tell me Orange Cassidy might have had my favorite part of the night?
Oh, yeah, that was one. If you're talking about the same thing.
Yes, he is.
Yes, that was probably my favorite part.
The Jim Cornette heart attack moment, yes.
The Jim Cornette heart attack, yeah. Especially because the most recent thing he said about the other guy is, "This guy gets it," and that's a direct quote from his.
I love.
He said, "This guy gets it," and then they immediately put him with Orange Cassidy.
I love that, sir. If you watch the recap, which you probably don't watch anything, that doesn't validate your own opinion. It's just you at this point. You're on an island. I want you to let it go and just move on. It's okay. It passes all this by. You gotta catch up.
Yeah. Even I gave him WWE. It's been 32 years.
Well, before we get into the show, I've already said my thoughts on the Romeo report for the folks on the Trivial Heat YouTube channel. I'll say more thoughts. You've probably seen it already on Trivial Heat 135. But I want to hear you guys' thoughts on the big news this week. CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, potentially going to All Elite Wrestling.
I understand this is a done deal, according to some guy.
Listen to some guy. Some guy doing
if this is not a done, because it's everywhere now. Like I've seen it on like the two of the three most famous wrestling YouTube channels not named True Heels. The British ones.
Okay.
With the top American.
Yeah, there you go. They've been reporting all over it. So if this is not a done deal, this is catastrophic. I think.
It's a bad hit.
Right, like this is a bad look, and then we're going back to Tony Khan bashing.
Well, first of all, I'm not going to stop and continue with the show. Punk should pull a Nash and act like he's wavering, just get some more money.
I will say, I got to shout out the people that did come up with these stories. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful was the first one to report that.
Oh, Jesus! Mount Rushmore guy, I remember.
That CM Punk is in talks with All Elite Wrestling. And Cassidy Haynes of BodySlam.net was the one that said that Bryan Danielson is signed with AEW. Now, of course, the most famous name, a name that we've argued about plenty of times, me and Mac and you, Cash, Dave Meltzer, came out and said that although he can't confirm it, he does know for a fact that AEW in the past, when it comes to CM Punk, when it comes to any big name, they have immediately come out and denied stuff. So the fact that they haven't denied anything, he takes that there is smoke where there's fire.
Uncle Dave's rating system is atrocious. His sourcing, I like here. If you don't have it, don't jump on the bandwagon. I ain't got it. We'll see. I'm here for that. Props to Uncle Dave. First time in
20 years?
Jesus, who knows?
When did Omega start wrestling?
When the Monday Night Wars end?
2001.
20 years. Who knows? Good job.
February.
On the bus, yeah.
I'm excited for this. If either one, probably both. I would imagine some guy. I saw a fucking
preferably Punk
NWA Dark Power review, And I saw, I just saw the thumbnail, and I saw they claimed, I forgot they're on the roster. Perhaps we should cull this down a little bit. But I will take it if fucking it's Punk and Bryan. I'll take it. I'll stop complaining.
I won't, because they claim still need to be on Dynamite. And there's other things we can cut.
Fair
other
enough.
people we can cut.
Oh, agreed.
However, very excited. More excited for Punk because that's a much better promo. And, you know, he doesn't have all that damage to his neck like D-Bry.
Oh, now this guy.
But
He's protecting people.
I mean, Bryan Danielson was in the main event of WrestleMania, and CM Punk hasn't wrestled since 2014.
he's fresh.
So,
No damage.
No damage.
Which is crazy.
Load management. He's on the Kawhi plan.
Anyway, next two started off with Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears.
Right off the bat.
To me, this is one of the bigger matches of the night. At least I thought, coming in as Chris Jericho winning. It's a good idea for an open show, especially with Chris Jericho's theme music, which I skipped because the fans made me sick. I just do. I'm sorry. I did.
There's no more Judas in his mind.
I was not a fan. I was not a fan of people cheering when he was heel. I should be a fan of him face, but I'll never know. I keep skipping it. I did enjoy this match though. This little run Shawn Spears has been on, Orgasm Face, is the most I've liked Shawn Spears in a long time. I like the match. I like the finish, even though I think what they should have done is they should have did Jericho has to win 3 out of 5.
Now I need some work. Next.
It's pro wrestling, not that. Chris Jericho should have to win 3 out of 5 because we all know he's going to win all 5. Otherwise.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would have been wiser, especially for what we know now of what's the second Labour. Like, yeah, I would think that would be a perfect time to take it out. But I really enjoyed this match. I'm not as big on Shawn Spears as you two guys, but I thought that this was one of his better one-on-one matches since he's been in AEW. He worked well. I like the stipulation with him being able to use steel chairs and Chris Jericho not. I love Jericho using the Hurricane Rana. I didn't expect that from him off the top rope. That was a nice little surprise there.
Very nice.
The crowd was very much into the matchup. The only nitpick that I really have is Jericho taking a steel chair to the head and taking Shawn Spears' finisher and kicking out. I was like, in chapter 1 of the Labors of Jericho, this seems pretty excessive. Especially if you know the history of who he's versing for chapter 2. It's like, man, he's going to have to kill you, and he's going to have to make you David Arquette for you to lose. Like, I'm not too enthused on that, but other than that, I really enjoyed the match.
I thoroughly enjoyed this match.
Thoroughly.
I am a Shawn Spears Ty Dillinger mark. For sure.
Really?
Yes.
Disgusting.
I'm big on mid-card guys that don't get a chance. That came out wrong. But you know what I mean. I've been thoroughly disappointed as well with Shawn Spears through the chairman, through the fake guy with the glove. What blackjack?
Yeah.
Fake blackjack thing that he was doing. I wasn't here for any of that.
What a random thing they threw in the middle.
Just randomly. I think it's gambling with MJF. At least that paid off later. But this match, like he felt like he's back. Like, all right, this good worker Shawn Spears is.
I like him so much. Great. It's like you're crazy now.
That's an elite word, right?
Yeah.
But this really good worker Shawn Spears. He's here. He looks confident, which is a lot more than I said a few people in the roster in general, right? He looks good. He's just in the moment. He brings you into the moment, right? So I'm here for all of it. I agree with you with the kicking out of the DVD spot. Whatever. I mean, I guess because it was believable that he could win this if it was a series.
Yeah.
Instead of a gauntlet. I don't have issues with the shot to the head though, especially because of Labor 2. Because we need to toughen Jericho up. He needs to eat these chair shots to the head, which I thoroughly miss. I don't care about people's heads.
Until they kill their family.
Yeah.
And that last year at All Out with Matt Hardy, but yeah, continue.
Yeah. What's Matt Hardy? But
Oh shit! Jesus.
But I miss chair shots to the head so much.
Jesus, for this.
Right?
Our views are on No Reflect True Heel Heat or SP3. That and my upcoming thoughts on Tony Khan.
Yeah.
So I'll continue.
Yeah, I miss chair shots to the head very much. Right back to it. But yeah, you got to toughen him up because he has to go through a war next with a criminal, legitimately. So, you can't have some safe match. It needs to be somewhat rough. Give you a prelude to the next one.
I feel like this is going to be a long recap because we're about to go in on Nick Gage's debut. He showed up, so he's here. There's an AEW debut. Apparently the second Labour of Jericho. And what kind of match is it going to be? No DQ?
No DQ.
No rules match. You are not a fan of this.
No.
You don't appear to be a fan of Nick Gage.
No.
Which I'm okay with. But this idea that he can't work because he's a former criminal is preposterous.
No, it's not even because
it's choir boys? What are we doing here?
It's not because he's a former. Alright. Yes, I listened to Old Man in Kentucky.
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
I also thoroughly disagree with him on a lot.
Okay.
He's just mostly entertaining.
He's entertaining, I'll give him that. In a train wreck kind of way.
One of the things I might agree with him the most, though, is people like Nick Gage.
And got his way.
This juggalo ass fucking CZW ass deathmatch bullshit. Like,
Jesus.
We should also emphasize that Jim Cornette is the same guy that hired Nick Newjack in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. So, just want to point that out.
Nonetheless,
okay.
This fucking backyard ass CZW juggalo ass fucking barbed wire light tube thumbtack, like he's superhuman. That midget dude, like it's
That's all Nick Gage.
No, I mean like in terms of just carny ass.
Okay.
This is not. There's no talent there. It's just I fucking hit myself with this metal thing or this sharp ass thing. Like there's no talent. Like he's a moron on top of it. Robin Banks with no mask. Like he doesn't deserve a spot
First of all,
on TV.
We shouldn't be fucking calling him Lauren because he robbed the bank. This is distinctly the no mask part.
Yes. I've been broke, but fortunately I've never been broke enough to need to rob a bank. But I understand people that might feel that need.
Right.
But you
gotta rob a mask first.
You gotta cover up. And if you wrestle with a mask all the time, why would you specifically take it off before you rob a bank?
Maybe that's the only mask he has. And he wears the mask like, nigga, that's Nick Gage!
And then you go and implicate the only guy who gives a shit about you by immediately going to his house with a bag of money. What are you doing?
Okay, he's an idiot. And he's not good at bank robberies. Okay.
He's not, and that's not good. Like, to blanket statement, all those people who are only famous because they have light tube matches. You're not good. Like you're a gimmick.
Go, sir. Give me something. Please. Jesus. Solid take.
I'm going to also say the same thing that Jimmy says, just in case Nick Gage is watching this. The views of Marcus Cash.
Shit.
If you want to stab him with a light tube, that is on him.
Oh shit. Just don't do it in the house.
I am a fan of Nick Gage, and I understand the connection that he has with the wrestling fans. If you see, he has a strong connection. He regardless of how you feel about that genre of wrestling, which I'm not the best on, I'm not too high on, but you can't deny this guy has a connection with the crowd, and he had a huge reaction in Dallas, Texas. They responded to him. I know many people at home, like myself, when MJF saying this guy once lost so much blood and he was taken out of a match and he still wanted to continue. I was like, wait, Nick Gage? And then he said he robbed a bank without a badge. I was like, yes, it's Nick fucking Gage. N-E-fucking-K all fucking day. Yes, Nick Gage. If you've seen his Dark Side of the Ring, he had one of the best Dark Side of the Rings. He had one of the best stories in professional wrestling today. Him against Chris Jericho is a dream match, and he's having the best week of his whole life. He debuts on AEW this Saturday. He's versing Matt Cardona in GCW for the GCW Heavyweight Championship GCW's homecoming, and then he's gonna verse Chris Jericho in a no rules match. To a lot of people, this is a dream match, because they never thought someone like Nick Gage would be in the ring with Chris Jericho. And obviously, to Chris Jericho, who worked behind the scenes for Dark Side of the Ring, this is a match that he wants to do. So, at the end of the day, I'm all for it. This man came out with a pizza cutter, so I will never call him an idiot or a moron, no matter how I feel about his bank robbing techniques. I don't care. That's on him. That's on him, and that's his choice in life. But I understand he has a connection with fans. He is talented for what he does, and he does it well, and no one does it like him. He is the equivalent in a lot of ways.
Oh, Jesus!
To what New Jack was in ECW.
Yes, almost exactly. Yes.
Yeah. He doesn't. He's not going to do a Hurricane Rana. He's not going to do catch can submissions. He is going to go out there. He's going to slice someone open. He's going to hit them with a light tube, and he is going to give you a bloody brawl. And that's what he's going to give with Chris Jericho next week. So I'm happy to see Nick fucking Gage, because with Bryan Danielson and CM Punk in the news, AEW, them coming to AEW, they needed something to kind of whet the appetite to be like, whoa, anything can happen or anyone can come on AEW, and Nick Gage did that on this episode.
He did indeed.
I will agree to an extent. This is a match you thought you'd only see in your sleep. But yes, this is a nightmare match. Too. And yeah, Jericho worked behind the scenes at that show that we're not affiliated with.
He doesn't want to acknowledge anything that doesn't have to do with the bar.
Right? It doesn't help the TH network. But but Jericho's also good at grasping onto spotlights, and yeah, because that was one of the best episodes, right? Not the best people, one of the best episodes of that particular show, and it had a lot of rabid, and I emphasize rabid, fan base following it.
Sorry.
He wanted to, latch onto it. Yeah, I get that, but just this 70-year-old Chris Jericho versus this psychopath Nick Gage.
Here's my thing. So what? So what? If Jericho's in control of his own shit, I would imagine. And according to Dummy Khan, the views of the AEWrecap are not reflective of Dummy Khan. I know, we'll find it. I'm gonna find it and scroll on the bottom. So if Jericho thinks it's, only thing I would be concerned about is safety. And if Jericho thinks it's safe to work with Nick Gage, that's kind of the end of it, ain't it? Nick Gage is workable. If he's in his right mind, work with Chris Jericho, what's the problem?
If he's in his right mind.
That's Chris Jericho's call.
I know we've been critical a lot of Jericho on AEW.
Yes.
I still care enough about Chris Jericho that I don't want to see him go through this.
Me either, but that's his call. And if all these fans are going to enjoy it, so what's the issue?
But sometimes wrestlers shouldn't be in charge of their own calls, like Matt Hardy continuing his own match after he nearly kills himself.
I love that. You know what? But the GOAT, one of the GOATs, should be. And Chris Jericho is.
Yes. And Chris Jericho wanted this match. Chris Jericho has said when he went to New Japan, he wanted to be like a Bruiser Brody, like a Terry Funk. And if you want to be like those guys, you got to be in there with dangerous individuals. Bruiser Brody wouldn't be known as Bruiser Brody if he wasn't in there with Abdullah the Butcher. Terry Funk wouldn't be what he is known as what he is today if he wasn't in the ring with Mick Foley and getting in exploding barbed wire matches, or with Onita in a exploding, all those explosion matches they did. So Chris Jericho wants to prove himself in that type of scenario. Nick Gage is one of the perfect guys to do it, although I wasn't too enthused with the later promo. Not to fast forward too much, but we might as well get it out the way. The promo with Jericho with the spike jacket, and then he's got his ridiculous makeup on, and he says the Painmaker is coming back. I laughed. I don't think that was the desired reaction, but I laughed that the answer to Nick Gage is going to be the Painmaker. That just made me laugh.
I don't want to age myself too much. There's this great video of Nash Hall doing an interview, They talk about how they want the NWO to be real. So those black and white promos that they first did, where they're all like hardcore and shit. And they said the first time Hogan did it, they went, oh my god, this is not gonna work. Because Hogan's doing his fucking... And that's what I felt like watching the Jericho. Like, okay, Nick Gage feels dangerous, and you feel like somebody pretending to be dangerous. Like, this is...
Exactly.
Silly. I'm not here for it.
Also, it's not a good look. It's a really weird look. It's very clownish.
Yes!
Like, I get the correspondence with you mentioning all those NJPW guys I couldn't name repeatedly, but...
I said Bruce and Brody.
No, the hometown heroes in New Japan. All those deathmatch people...
The hometown heroes in Japan?
I said one in Japan, Onita.
That guy, right? Right, Onita? He wants to be like Onita in the death matches, so he puts on his like New Japan.
He's been on AEW too, so to be fair.
I didn't
He
pay
was the
much.
one that cut the promo about the exploding barbed wire.
I didn't pay much attention. To be honest with you, once I see subtitles, I'm like semi-checked out.
I don't like to read.
And that includes people I like, that we'll get to later
That is
on.
fucking hysterical.
I was about to say that. I was like, this is kind of ironic on the episode we're talking about.
Yeah, hey, I quit reading a long time ago.
Put on a t-shirt. Miro had a quick promo, a video package. I was rather disappointed. It was, all of his promos were so fucking charismatic. This one was like, more straightforward, I guess?
He seems subdued.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Dial it back.
Felt a little forced. Maybe we should have cut that time and extended the tag team promo from later on. We'll get to that. Frankie Kazarian.
The Elite Hunter. The Heavy Metal Rebel.
For a 40-year-old man. This is silly. Versus Don Gallows. First of all, you know what I was thinking? Same thing I think every week, which is this should be Scorpio Sky, obviously. And secondly, he should be using the Wild Thing music as that gimmick.
Cut it out.
As that gimmick, it works. That's it.
I think his theme song is alright.
It's atrocious.
So
what is that?
It's so bad. It's good for anybody else.
I can't buy Frank Kazarian as badass, and I don't think AEW does either, because that loss felt odd, did it not? It was like, oh, alright. Alright, I mean...
He's taking this whole Elite Hunter gimmick over to Impact Wrestling. He is going to appear on Impact Wrestling to continue the feud with the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega.
I didn't think it gets any worse. He's going for Impact?
For him, yep, demotion.
Oh my god.
Hey, he's an Impact pioneer. He's an Impact legend. So.
Is that a phrase? Impact legend?
Yeah, I've been around long enough for that to be a thing. He's one of the originals.
He's original. He's an Impact original. I'll give you that.
I was happy. I thought the match was fine. I didn't think it was good. I didn't think it was solid. It was fine.
It was fine.
Don Gallows getting the win. That was the main part for me, because we were talking about how the Good Brothers have looked of late, and they needed this win.
Yeah.
And I thought about it when Don Gallows got this win. That even as a tag team, they have 0 wins on Dynamite. They've only been in one tag team, traditional tag team match, and that was against Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston, and they lost. They've won plenty of 6-man tags with Kenny Omega, but that's with Kenny Omega, to be fair. So I think they really needed this win, so I was happy for that.
It ties back to the theme of the show overall for us.
Okay.
I expected nothing from this match whatsoever. I saw Frankie Kazarian, I went, oy vey. I saw Don Gallows in a singles match, and I went, yeesh.
Hey, my good brother. You said I'm a good brother.
But I didn't hate this match. So already I'm enthused, right? I'm like, alright, okay. I don't hate this. I hate everything about Frankie Kazarian's Elite Hunter gimmick. But the match itself, I was like, alright, you know what? That wasn't bad.
And then it went into a really, I thought, another out the park.
Oh,
Maybe not
Jesus.
out the park. At least a double.
double.
And he led the runner home. But yeah, the Hangman Kenny Omega rivalry, I think can do no wrong, honestly. Can't.
Oh, I can say lots of ways it can do wrong, but we'll watch how it did right. Omega comes out rather, and he's talking shit till he downed Frankie Kazarian, which I thought was hilarious. To me, him going, the Elite Hunter is now.
I fucked out. I stood here hysterically laughing. I couldn't breathe.
Don Callis whispering to him. I went, oh, this should be good. The Elite Hunted? Oh, that was fucking brilliant. Jesus.
The Elite Hunter is the Elite Hunted.
That is so fantastic. I love their work together. I've got to be honest. I can't think of who it reminds me of. I got nothing. I got nothing of who this bag of pork reminds me of. Though it's my favorite of its kind, we'll say. Hangman comes out. He's drinking again. At least. I don't know why that made me excited as it did. Him drinking is on his way to the ring. With a slight stagger, by the way.
Yes.
Which I'm here for. Immediately, there's no Matt Jackson, so this is immediately better than last week's. No, Nick Jackson kind of fucked it up, but it was better than last week's.
Addition by subtraction.
I'm not mad. And I don't think Hangman swung first, if I remember correctly. I think who swung first?
No, I think he did. Because he told Don Callis to hold his beer.
Yes,
right.
He swung on the Good Brothers.
Okay.
And the best part about this to me was Omega sliding out the ring.
Yes.
That we're still saving the interaction. And I hope we don't even get it in the 5-on-5 next week. But I just love Kenny Omega saying, no, you guys got this. Let me go.
I don't hate that.
The champ doesn't get his hands dirty.
Only thing I would like, and this might be my old schoolness talking, if I'm old, I'm old. I would like it from now on, until the end of time, Hangman saves the Dark Order, not the other way around.
I agree.
Austin doesn't get saved. Austin doesn't save it.
It's worked the last 2 weeks, but yeah, they can't overdo that.
Yeah.
So
I don't hate that.
Okay.
But I am appreciative of the 2 weeks that the Dark Order has saved Adam Page. Because specifically, the Elite dumps out the ring when Stu fucking Grayson is the first one in the ring. Born and bred for combat. Get this man away from the Dark Order.
The Dark Order over.
all I got from the Dark Order coming out was my man John Silver is healthy. My man John Silver's back, and he was the one that got a lot of the offense in here. And basically they told us who the 4 from the Dark Order was going to be. So that's what
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Ironically.
You were losing your mind over John Silver being healthy.
That was very hype.
I'm hyped too.
It does a lot for that.
It doesn't do a lot. This is where we disagree. John Silver adds to that match, but he doesn't add a whole lot to the match. The match would be the same.
The drop off on the Dark Order importance list is significant if there's no John Silver.
So you tell me that's 10 instead. It's a big deal. Like people who are gonna watch the match are not gonna watch the match, or the match is gonna be good, it's gonna be bad. No, it isn't.
They don't have less personality. For sure.
I'm really looking forward to this 5-on-5. That's all I gotta say. This 5-on-5 has the potential to possibly be the TV match of the year.
Jesus!
It will be up there. My TV match of the year, it seems like it's set in stone. Rosa and Baker.
Yeah.
Rosa and Baker is head and shoulders above the rest right now in all of wrestling, in my opinion, even WWE stuff. I think Roman and Bryan is the closest WWE's gotten to TV matches on that level, but other than that, no, Rosa and Baker is number 1, but the build-up so far for this, and if it gets time, and if they tell the proper story, if it comes down to what I want it to come down to, is the original 3 of the Elite versus Hangman Page, I might be already sold. We might have already got it.
Another Jim Cornette fan. Throw the women right out the window. Give it to 10 guys. Fair enough. Next was Team Taz. Team FTW. I might have to start calling them Team Starks, quite frankly.
Team Absolute.
Oh.
Team Hook.
Oh, Jesus.
Team
Hook.
Entirely too small.
I'm a Hook guy now.
Wife beater.
It's a crop top with those overalls on Powerhouse House.
Oh, almost forgot. Them overalls, how Hobbs is wearing is clean, boy. God damn.
Ooh, I know he shouted out whoever it was. I don't know who it was, but they're not affiliated anyway. But whoever made those overalls, can this just be a thing? Can we get the orange ones? Can we get the black ones? Can he just have a rotating list, like alternate attires of just overalls with the FTW thing, and that's what he wrestles in? He doesn't even have the singlet anymore. He just wrestles in his overalls.
First of all, I'd buy it if it was overalls, number one. It at least needs to be a t-shirt. At least.
I agree.
I'd buy it regardless. That shit's clean. That shit is so clean. Stark's promo was fine. Like, to me, we all heard Ricky Stark's better promos than that. And I'm okay with that.
His seafoam green also, by the way.
Seafoam green. Jesus. Somebody should went to art school.
I tried, I failed.
Jesus, move on. Go ahead.
I did.
Repeatedly.
I did like Cage's brought the promo. At least this one part where he asked if they're still here, which everybody should ask. Is he still here? Because we'll settle this right fucking now. But they're not, so he'll deal with it next week, I guess.
Underrated moment of the night, quite frankly.
Yeah, it's gonna get lost in the shuffle. I like him a lot. Wheeler Yuta. Now we've all suggested that Tony Khan and company watch the recap, and Wheeler Yuta fucking shouldn't be wrestling the babyface. And he shouldn't be doing this, and he shouldn't be doing that, and then he pops out against Darby Allin?
They missed last week.
They didn't watch last week?
They didn't watch last
It was
week.
live. They missed it.
Yeah, they don't tune into the live streams.
He did though because Willie Yuta got more offense. At the very least, baby steps. Let's take baby steps here.
Yes.
And the fact that Willie Yuta went against Darby Allin led to the moment of the night, in my opinion.
It did.
The moment of the night with Sting and Orange Cassidy. Oh my God. I never thought I could love Orange Cassidy's gimmick more. But Sting playing along with it, and you could tell, even though Sting kept a straight face, he was having the time of his life. That is the least amount of work he ever got for such a big reaction.
That is very true.
Short of parachuting into the ring and holding a badge.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. To be fair.
That is, he could die.
Let's say jump on an airplane. The work's already done. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. But yeah, that was the best part of the night. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Worst part of that was Dummy in the ring. What's his name?
Price Runsberg.
Sitting there and watching, which I get it is part of why it's funny. But we can't. They should have made it what's his face because they shit on him so much. Rick Knox. Have him stand there looking. They love shitting on Rick Knox.
It should have been Rick Knox for how bad the referee spot was. However, Bryce Runsberg has infinitely more charisma and personality than Rick Knox. So the fact that Bryce Runsberg's he counts to like 5 or whatever, and then he just stops, and you can see him in between Orange Cassidy and Sting. Like he's looking over as he's counting. He's not even counting guys on the floor. They could be standing up at this point. He's not even looking. He's just counting.
I completely missed it only because Darby Allin was the best part for me.
You got
looking at Sting like Sting was like a kid. Like Sting, he was looking at Sting like my dad's playing football catch with another kid. Like
I didn't see him.
No, you got to go back and watch. You have to go back and watch Bryce Runsberg just being so mesmerized at the moment, ignoring what's happening in the ring. And then he just stops cold turkey like 6 or whatever. And he's just standing there watching. And then you could focus on Sting being the initiator on Orange Cassidy's offense.
The initiator.
Right? He's not reacting and kicking back. He's kicking first Orange Cassidy style. And then the beating of the chest.
like he was a little T-Rex.
That was fucking fantastic.
I've not enjoyed Orange Cassidy in a long time. I've not enjoyed Sting in AEW at all. I haven't enjoyed Sting in wrestling in a long time. I want to say 20 years, but
That feels like Jesus.
15 maybe.
No, 20 is about right.
When he first got to TNA, maybe. But yeah, I popped so hard for this. I loved this entire interaction, and I think I want to see that match.
Oh Jesus, no. Blade fucking pops up and he nails Orange Cassidy with the nuts.
Yes.
I gotta be honest, I always criticize Dummy Khan for his booking. This is a solid little add-on here for the match. I like this as an idea. And Blade looks badass with the beanie and the apron and the mask.
He does.
He looks like a proper bank robber.
Yeah. Put him with Chris Jericho.
Jesus fucking Christ. You ever know where this is going?
No.
Go Baker versus Nyla Rose. I expected to hate this fucking match. Just like I hated this fucking feud. For face Go Baker. And at that point, if she stays face too much longer, I might have to remove the goat part.
You're out of the club.
First of all, you're not in the club to kick me out of the club. You were removed months ago. Why are you still here? Beat it. You're hanging outside the building. It's weirdo. There's security down there. But yeah. I actually thought this match was fine. I go more than fine. To me, it was the match of the night until the finish. I really liked this fucking match. Outside of having Dummy complain in my ear about Nyla about her knee on Go Baker on the top rope twice. He's concerned for Go Baker's safety. Other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed this fucking match. Better than I thought it had any fucking right to be. By the way, let me ask you, because you know better than us, I just kind of feel things instead of knowing them when it comes to wrestling. Because, if I'm being rude, if I can.
The thoughts and opinions of all the recaps, Jimmy, Magram, and Marcus Cash are our own, specifically.
Has Nyla Rose put on weight since she's lost the belt? She seems to be gassing rather quickly, and that wasn't the case in her first match with Shida.
I'm not too sure. I haven't heard anything of the sort. I wasn't that big a fan on this match. So
What?
I just thought it was solid. I thought it was clunky to begin with. It seemed like they were just not on the same page a lot of times.
Agreed.
But as the last 7-8 minutes, they kind of got together. I loved the Eddie Guerrero spot. I thought that was when the match kind of turned around. And then they went to a pretty decent finish there. So the last 7-8 minutes I enjoyed, but the first couple of minutes I thought was pretty clunky. Yeah,
Agreed.
That's
good word.
I didn't think it was that good.
That's a good word. I like clunky. That's a word.
Yeah, I mean, opening aside, I think it picked up, and yeah, I agree. I thought it was the better match of the night overall, particularly for all the spots, particularly for how okay the Dr. Goat was even after that near-death knee drop.
You're dead.
You're deaf. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that would be my pile driver. It's specifically Nyla Rose diving knee on that rope.
It's banned.
Just get rid of it.
She missed it one time and all of a sudden it's a deal?
Yeah, it's not. No me gusta. Harping back on the Nyla Rose thing for a second, I do want to point out, because I believe this is my favorite commentator at the table, who mentioned this, but Nyla Rose is 185 pounds. Again, our own opinions and no disrespect to Nyla.
Sweet baby Jesus. Oh my God.
Our own opinions? No. This is science, goddammit.
But I am 193. And I cannot play offensive tackle as well as Nyla Rose. So I know it for a fact she is not 185 pounds. Maybe before some things changed, she might have been 185 pounds, but she damn sure pushing to something.
I think all of us are in agreement if we can't admit it. Maybe AEW is going to do like the reverse of WWE. Everybody's kind of smaller.
They downsize everybody.
I saw The Rock next to fucking some 6'5" cocksucker, and Rock is not 6'5", 6'2", 6'1", maybe. Unfortunately, the worst part of that came up, but not due to its actors/wrestlers. This was because of Tony Khan or whoever their production guy is. Blame Kevin Dunn if you have to. FTR, proud and powerful. What the fuck was that? What was that? It went 3 different ways and none of them ended properly. I gotta be honest, the simple fix to me, that I'm not sure if you do a post, maybe you bring Dax back afterwards, after you watched it, which you probably should have done before fucking Wednesday. Where Santana's going off on his mom growing up, which feels overly wrestling dramatic to me, but you know what, I'll let it slide. All fucking Dax has to do is go, I care about 3 things: God, my family, and professional wrestling. Your mom and her struggles is not on the list. And then everybody stands up and we do the thing. But he just complaining and then we move on.
It felt badly edited.
A big jump cut.
A big one.
A big noticeable jump cut.
The Santana's sitting down afterwards.
Yeah. Like, he's not even standing up, his pictures are put away. Like, it felt like they recorded the mom thing afterwards and then put it in the middle or something. Like, it felt so jumbled and out of order, I didn't understand what was happening. It was a low light of the night. It was just disgusting considering the 5 people involved.
Hey, all I know is that I was able to be on Wrestling Daily on Thursday and talk about Dynamite, and I was able to use you guys' catchphrase. Because in this segment, what did Santana look like?
A star. Did we get credit for that?
This is coming out, by the way.
Did we
Yeah,
get, okay. As long as we get name drops.
yeah, that gave you the name drop, of course.
That's hilarious. Yes.
Santana's a star. Star-Tana.
We just ruined it. He's now fucking Fandango. Andrade came out afterwards.
More subtitles.
I need to know. There were no subtitles this time. That's so fucked up. This is your guy.
It is my guy.
But this was another example of what I keep saying.
What?
AEW does more to listen to the fans than WWE ever does.
Yeah.
We complained and complained about Vicky Guerrero with Andrade. So they was like, okay, we'll keep with Guerrero, but we're gonna go with a different Guerrero. And Chavito came out, and I was happy because you know Selena Vega's back in WWE. That would have been the best one.
Such a
She's back in
stupid
WWE.
scam.
So,
Your
so
guy and your husband are both working for the other place. How do you go back?
It's all about the money. It's all about the money.
Lena De La Renta from MLW would have been a great choice, but she's training at the PC and potentially going to sign with WWE. So she's off the table. Conan is the best choice in my opinion, but they seem dead set on putting Conan with Santana and Ortiz. So this is the best option. It's a much better option than Vicky Guerrero. That's your damn sure.
I don't like the Conan fit. Conan feels a little thuggier for Andrade's well-dressedness. Whatever.
W, yes.
Yeah.
We all get what he means. So.
Right? He's a little right? Andrade's a little more Wall Street, Conan's a little more inner city.
Conan's the guy Andrade called when he's in Miami, and he's got issues with haters.
Yeah.
Staring at him too hard.
Hey, I know all the Miami kingpins. They got one of those guys by their side.
There you go.
They always do. So that's why it would have fit.
But you keep him tucked away and hidden away, not, at the table. But,
Fair enough. He shows up in an Escalade later.
right? But I did enjoy this, right? So Chavo comes out, and like you said, they listened to the fans, they got rid of Vicky.
Listen to the fans. You can play about Vicky for fucking months. She's still with fucking Nyla.
They listened
Broke her down to 2.
They listened to the fans selectively. And, well, they watched the recap, right?
Clearly.
Maybe not all the way back, but recently. But they brought out the Guerrero, and I love this. Chavo's got the suit. He could speak well.
He looks fantastic.
He looks fantastic. He could translate. He looked like he can even still wrestle if you want to put a Guerrero in a match, Tony. But, like, it's but yeah, it just fits seamlessly, and I love him and Andrade and the Butler, who I want to get a name for. Better, like infinitely better,
Yes.
and it even ties into the original thought process of where Vicky brought him in. She just brought him in. She wasn't gonna manage him. She just brought him in. She handed him off to Chavo, or however you want to clean that up. If you are gonna clean that up, but at least there's symmetry there if there was to be cleaned up.
I like the idea of. What?
I feel like Vicky Guerrero is the owner of her own talent agency, and she just gives it off to different agents. And Chavo, what was the guy's name with Entourage? Terrence. She's Terrence, and fucking Chavo is Arico.
I love that, and because she's such a wild card, nobody wants to take on Nyla.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I love that. Make that a thing, the Vicky Guerrero talent
I love it.
agency.
You lose your fucking mind. We get Vicky every week.
It should be the Guerrero talent agency.
Yes.
Okay.
I was about to say, I love the idea.
GTA.
I love the idea of. I love the idea of kind of the passing of the torch without Eddie Galvis being here. Andrade called himself the Latin. What's he called himself?
The face of Latinos.
Yes, kind of passing a torch from Eddie to him. It's not from Chavo to him, or Figure to him, clearly.
He just took it.
That's how that works. And it kind of played into Death Triangle coming out, and Ray Phoenix had that line. First of all, Ray Phoenix is back! What?
Yes.
What? I was so excited. I couldn't even contain myself, so to speak.
And Pac is here also.
Yeah. I can't get excited about Pac here because he disappears every other week. Like, what's he doing? He's wrestling places I assume.
Can you just move to America?
He's not wrestling places. He lives in the UK still, so he has to. It's like he can only show up like every 2 weeks or so.
Sir,
move. You've got a job.
I assume he's a family of some kind, right?
Move them too.
Jesus, I love that. His needs come before everybody else's. Everybody out of school, out of everything.
Put him over here. Well, he's gonna give up his farm on the hill or whatever. Like,
Jesus, fuck. Everybody doesn't have the same fucking motivation in life that you do.
money.
Yeah, I know. Everybody doesn't have money. I thought the same. I don't know how I feel about Andrade trying to turn them against Pac. I don't hate it,
I don't hate it.
but
I love it. I want them to turn on Pac.
I love Death Triangle
clearly not.
as a collective. I do.
Clearly not.
I love them, and they work seamlessly with each other, Freebird style. Any two of those three together, I'm here for.
Okay.
Yeah, that is true.
However, considering the Guerrero, the Chavo in particular, if we get, obviously you can't use the name for reasons,
LWO?
but you get like an LWO kind of thing, right? Not done in Vince's world where it's not inherently racist.
LWO music, by the way? Something different.
Yeah, you can, I think you got a thing here. I think that'd be really cool. And then, could you imagine Penta in like a Joker suit and Ray Phoenix like all jazzied up as well? And most importantly, Andrade says,
"Do not speak for me, little man." So you would like the segment, I assume?
I won't say I like the segment. It seemed kind of jumbled at times.
Yeah.
I think that Andrade should you got Chavo there now. Just speak in Spanish, my brother.
Agreed.
Just speak in Spanish, because it seems like he kind of like gets flustered when he has to say too much in English. So just speak in Spanish. Have Chavo interpret for you, and you'll be just fine. And yeah, like I said, I really want Lucha Bros to turn on Pac now, and I'm so with what Cash said. Like the Death Triangle, any two of them can be the tag team. I mean, the Lucha Bros are a great tag team within themselves, but I would say the tag team match of the year is clearly the Young Bucks versus Pac and Ray Phoenix. That was the best tag team match I saw all year across any promotion. But we've seen it. We've seen like that's like the peak. I don't think anybody else is going to give them a better match than what the Young Bucks gave them because of those styles that work so well with each other. So I would like a feud between Andrade and Pac for the love of the Lucha Bros.
Not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. Orange Cassidy fought the Blade. They built up a little bit earlier than that with him getting knocked out after the stupid Sting dance, which I enjoy. But it is stupid. I mean, let's be honest.
It is.
It is what it is.
Fun.
I thought the match was serviceable. Orange Cassidy didn't come across exactly like a fucking babyface because Statlander gets wiped out at one point. He pays her no fucking mind. Like, just.
To be fair, Orange Cassidy doesn't give anything any mind or care that much about anything.
That's cool. That your stablemate, a woman, nonetheless, got wiped out by a fucking grown ass man. You're like, whatever.
To be fair, she's not a woman. She's an alien.
This is true. This is true.
I mean,
alien biology.
if you run with the idea that they're probing each other, then, you know, maybe
First of
give
all,
a shit a little more.
You can't, but we don't know that. Why are you assuming that?
I just really want that to be the storyline.
Why? You're clearly not an attentive person. You clearly don't want the best for Statlander.
Atlanta does deserve better. But it's if this was in Vince's world.
I love that, okay?
Right? We could even get the segment where it's like, are you just not into it? And it's just like, it's just, you know.
Oh, Jesus. I'm cringing now just thinking about it. I hope this feud is over. It was a fun little thing. I hope it's over.
I like the match. I thought it was fun. I thought this was a nice little blow off to the story but I agree with you. Orange Cassidy got revenge for the brass knuckle shots with the orange punch after the match. So kind of close the book on that. Let them move on. I would like to see maybe Best Friends, the Best Friends version with Orange and Chuck Taylor feud with someone new now. I don't know who that would be, but it seemed maybe HFO, since HFO might be closing the book on their feud with Christian and Jurassic Express next week. So I don't know where to go next, but hopefully it's a step up, because this kind of built, like, you had Orange Cassidy, he's versing Chris Jericho in the main event scene, upper mid card. He's in the AEW World Title match, and then he's back down here to feuding with the Blade. So get him somewhere in the middle again. That's what I'm.
Did we see Orange Cassidy versus Darby already?
Did we? I thought we did.
No, we didn't.
Orange Cassidy, who did he fight? That was semi-important. Jungle Boy?
I don't remember.
Oh, it's not important.
The baby faces I remember in versing was Cody.
I want specifically and only Orange Cassidy versus Darby, because the closest I'm going to get to Orange Cassidy versus Sting. And aside from that, I want them to go visit Trent in the hospital for a few months and just stay by his side and just take some time off and just rest. I've been asking for this for a long time.
Trent's hurt again?
Yes.
He's rather brittle something, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Kind of like a young Edge,
Yeah.
who was hurt every other week, for those of you who not know.
Not as old as us. But yeah, I've been calling for a break in a wrestling Orange Cassidy for a while. That includes YouTube. But if it's not going to be this fantastic thing that I saw, that I do want to see for some reason, because I know I'm going to hate it as I'm watching it, go away. Go away. And let Statlander wander the earth wondering where her friends are. That could be the segment. She's looking around looking for her friends.
I don't hate that. It's like a Joey Janela Sunny Kiss segment used to have.
Yeah.
We found out a fucking.
Oh, you mean where they're like in the on location?
Yeah, segment. Not actually fucking. Dear God.
Yeah.
Right.
The YouTube stuff is brutal.
The card. Alright, I forgot you watch.
Oof.
The card for next week looks actually relatively solid.
Yeah.
I think it's probably one of the better cards that they've put together with the main event 5-on-5, FTR versus Santana and Ortiz.
I'm down with that.
Jericho versus Nick Gage.
That's gonna be a mess.
I think even the 6-man tag with Jurassic Express and Christian versus HFO is going to be decent, because they got the best workers from HFO in that Helico and Private Party in there with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus and Christian. So I think all the matches pretty much work very well. So I'm very interested in next week.
Which is why I'm petrified. Because when they put up a good card, this show kind of goes, a little bit.
They shoot for 9. Yes! Because you're telling me it's a 10 and then you give me an 8. That's a 6.
Oh my God, you're ridiculous. That's an 8. No, that's an 8. What are you talking about? That's an 8.
If you give me a 6 and you deliver a 7, that's like an 8.5.
Well, besides...
Is Cody versus Malachi Black on that episode?
No, I think that's the
No. That's the following week, Homecoming in Jacksonville. And besides us reviewing it for AEWrecap, AE Ramble, whichever one we do next week, we're going to do a live watch-along for Fight for the Fallen. So if you guys want to watch Dynamite with...
He said, who's we? You fucking plugs McGee. What do you think?
Not me, but...
Oh. I love that. See, a lot of random deals on the channel. You want this episode?
They need different voices. We're going to do the review.
I like Romeo. Yeah, go watch Romeo.
I was confused because we don't watch live, so I don't know.
It would be pretty redundant if we were the ones doing the watch-along, because we do the reviews. So
That's
it's
fair.
going to be Romeo and a few other folks from the True Elite YouTube channel doing a live watch-along for Fight for the Fallen.
Trying to get in on our show. All right.
I can't count on any Romeo school, so watch. I don't know the rest of them. They could be cool or not.
Probably Chris.
Oh, Chris is cool. Chris is fantastic.
He likes Young Buck shit.
We are not perfect here. You like Matt Jackson immediately, you're a little... Nick Jackson, however, is splendid.
That's my favorite quote from Chris.
Yeah.
I like Young Buck shit.
Yeah, I said Young Bucks doing their shit. He's like, I like the Young Bucks shit. Oh, fair enough. Main event time. We actually got some decent build-up for this. I think there was a video package earlier in the night, which I really enjoyed. In fact, considering I thought Archer had no shot, I've thoroughly enjoyed the build-up to this feud. Mostly video packages, but Moxley is an animal at those. Like that fucking... First of all, I'm getting too excited. Because the way the match started out, I felt like Moxley was really over-the-top violent. But remember, the storyline is, Archer keeps coming back. Clearly he wants to die. And he has to know way to get rid of this cocksucker, so we have to kill him. And I feel like Moxley started out appropriately so.
This felt like the Archer that originally came to AEW. Even as much as using a fan against Jon Moxley, that was awesome.
I couldn't enjoy it because Dummy, the one you like, Excalibur, says he used a fan or whatever. He hasn't. First of all, he didn't do anything yet. All he did was pick him up. Excalibur stinks. He loves to get his shit in.
He really does stink. He's so bad.
I don't know what's so bad, but he stinks.
Yeah.
He's using a fan. Would you wait till he does it before we decide if that's what he's doing first? Maybe he's just fucking moving his cocksucker out the way.
Like, I want to get rid of him so bad, but I don't want Big Show and Mark Henry either, so...
Are they bad?
I don't particularly enjoy them.
Where are they?
Big Show's on Dark. Mark Henry's going to be on Rampage, I think.
Alright. Fair enough. By the way, before we get into the match any further, that wild thing has grown on me so much.
Yeah.
It still does not fit with the video package at all. But the song, the way you pull back and you see the crowd losing their fucking mind as he kind of walks through like a fucking boxer, it's fucking fantastic.
Imagine how over you can actually get Kazarian.
You mean Scorpio's guy.
Oh, that's good. Although, I'm all the way here for Reach for the Sky as a theme song. I love that. Might be one of my favorite theme songs in all of AEW.
That's the only thing wrong with the show is no what did you think of the match before we get to the actual finish?
I really enjoyed this match. This was my match of the night. I thought it lived up to the expectation of the Texas Death Match. It was brutal. It really, I feel like the match, like, it was proper violent, like you said, at the very beginning, and then it went up, it kept going up a notch. Like, it went up a notch when Moxley does the paradigm shift on the concrete floor, and Lance Archer comes up bleeding. It goes up another notch when he pulls out the fork, and he starts forking him.
Great selling.
Oh my God.
Die, cocksucker.
Then Archer turns it back on Moxley. He uses the fork on him, busts him open, and this felt like a brutal, like old school Texas death match. Like when they're going at each other in the middle of the ring, it just got you more into it, and the crowd was just ridiculous. And you know, I'm used to Moxley being the fan favorite, so it was cool with, you know, Archer in his hometown that he had a vocal part of the crowd in his corner, so it felt like anyone could win, and I didn't have that vibe going into this match.
At all. What'd you think?
So I did enjoy the match. Very much so.
Okay, he said for gun to his head?
No. I'm tempering because it's, we already established what I enjoyed the most in terms of favorite match. But I did enjoy this.
Over the match? Over this match?
No. Yeah.
Wow.
I just liked it, yeah. But I enjoyed the spectacle of this match, and it did lead to my second favorite moment of the night overall. Particularly because the entire way through, I'm not expecting Company B's second A title to change hands in this company's show, right? Like, that's never a thought, like, I don't expect that to be a women's title or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, all right, whatever. Mox is gonna beat Archer again. Archer's gonna eat another loss.
And then talk
whatever,
shit.
Right? So like, inside, I'm a little bit more down on this match than I should have been. I probably should rewatch it, in all things considered. But I was like, you know, whatever. This is cool, but you know, when's the bottom gonna drop out? And then the other bottom doesn't drop out. The top drops out. And then there's this choke slam on the chairs, and then
whoa, Jesus!
Like, I just want to temper this because, you know, Cash is also a father. But John, you just had your baby girl. You want to lift her up when you're. What are
these two? These two trying to protect wrestlers. What are you doing here?
I don't know if he does. I don't think he cares. Give me her in my chair.
That's
Super
not
It's fine.
Yeah, that was.
Right on his spine. He could have took it on the flat part of the chair. No, he took it on his goddamn spine.
And if you think back, the grin that Moxley has on his face as he turns the chairs around for this spot that he knows is coming up, he's so happy about this spot he's about to take.
What a psychopath.
But then that happened, and then the finish happens, and then Reclamation Project Lance Archer. What? He's got a title from somebody else's company. What? Oh, big time face. Like what? It's almost like they remembered he's Lance Archer, and they wanted to do something with him because he's a big mountain of a man and he's supposed to be a badass who's named the Murder Hawk.
And
it's almost like
that Tony Khan watches AE Ramble, AEWrecap, because that was the biggest thing that y'all said about the match. Like, it was like, Lance Archer's gonna be another loss. We know Lance Archer always loses these big matches, and he wins. He not only wins a main event, he wins the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship, and he wins in his hometown. This is completely what the other company would not do.
This is true.
Yeah, big moment. Big moment.
Big moment. We both don't like Lance Archer. We popped huge. Like, holy shit, let's go.
And we should also know, this is Moxley's first clean loss in AEW, because he's lost to Omega twice, and that was because of John Callis and the Good Brothers. So this is his first clean loss in AEW.
I know I say this a lot. Moxley should go away. To me, I want to protect his Jon Moxleydom, and he can't be walking around now with a loss. He's fucking got kicked out of a feud. Just let it go. Take him for a couple weeks, probably to recover your back, and just fucking...
Take Orange Cassidy with you.
You actually reminded me, and I almost forgot. And he almost got off the hook. You almost got off the hook, quite frankly. What did I say 5-6 months ago? You know, Tony Khan doesn't want to be on TV. And I said, these people cannot help themselves. In our lifetime, there's never been a wrestling figure who owned something who did not be on TV. Ever. It cannot happen. They refuse. They cannot help themselves. That's why you get invested in a wrestling company, and so you can play with it like a toy. And what are we saying? Who's going to be here? You let me know. I don't know. I'm wrong. I don't know who fucking Tony is. I know Dummy. I don't know Tony. Who's going to be here? What did I say?
It's a guy who does not have a performance center because they are the performance center.
I told you, these people cannot. Vince, Shane, Steph, Bischoff, Dixie Carter. Dixie Carter couldn't help herself. They cannot help themselves. That's how this works.
Well, go back to Bill Watts.
This is how it works. Vince Russo? Vince Russo.
Jarrett's.
Sorry, that was just... overall, though, I liked the show. I gave it a... I don't know. I liked the show. I liked it more than last week's.
Yeah.
Is it better than last week's? I don't know. All I can tell you is how I feel about it. And I like the show more than last week's.
And last week's a 9.5. This is like a 9.6, 9.7. Correct scale. Like this is.
I gave it an 8. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. This was an 8 out of 10 show. I did enjoy the main event. Really took it over the top for me because I will say I will temper this by saying they're getting a little excessive with these hardcore like matches like this. You know, the street fight at Road Rager. You have the coffin match last week. Texas Death match this week. Next week you got a no rules match. So I hope after next week, let's slow it down.
You forgot to.
Let's not do another death match in Jacksonville. Let's not do a death match in Pittsburgh. You can save it for the pay-per-view if you like, but yeah, let's have a couple of weeks where we don't have one of these type of matches.
You forgot the best too.
What?
The strap-on match and the bullshit match. The Road Family Specials.
You guys know better than I, but I would imagine the ratings for those particular matches would have had to have been relatively high. I know the ratings every week, like past couple weeks have been high. So
last week did 1.025 million viewers. This week did 1.148 million viewers. So it's up from last week.
2 solid ratings. Almost getting back the crowd you lost for NXT when they went out off Wednesdays.
They're almost back to when Sting debuted.
I think Sting was a 9.9.
Wasn't he a 1.2?
No, that's the NXT leaving Wednesdays.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then we lost 200,000 people because 200,000 does. But assuming next week gets a big rating, it's gonna be death matches every week.
I would hope next week gets a big rating.
Yeah.
That card is better than this week's card.
This match is gonna, until the rating goes this way, these matches will continue. And I can't even knock the philosophy. To be honest, I get the.
Does the ECW crowd coming back?
Matter of fact, I expect a bigger rating. You know what? Yeah. Usually I temper my expectations, but people really like Nick Gage. I don't get it. I get it.
Good job of once again building like weeks in advance. The fact
Yes.
that we already know Cody and Malachi Black in 2 weeks is happening. That's cool.
Are we already over Malachi Black, by the way? I feel kind of over it already. I'm over it.
No, he wasn't on the show this week. How can you be over it?
Because that picture they have of the two of them looks terrible.
That black and white thing. So overproduced and cheesy. And
Yeah, cheese is a good word.
it's so perfectly Cody.
That's the name of the episode.
That's the name of 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now.
Perfectly Cody.
Perfectly Cody.
That's so fantastic. So we have nothing else to discuss with the show? I think
We did skip over the backstage segment where Christian challenges the HFO with the Jurassic Express.
Right. First of all, Jungle Boy looks like a douche.
Hollywood Jackson Perry. Make it happen.
It's not happening. I think that's just his face. I think that's
Which
just
is all the more reason to make it happen.
they tell him look comfortable, and that's how he looks comfortable. He just looks like a complete dickhead.
Next-
24-year-old fucking one of the house people like, yeah.
Next
that's
week,
how I look.
next week he should be not paying attention to the promo and go, Jax, what's going on? I'm texting my girl. Lay the seeds.
Shut up. We're not doing a Jungle Boy heel turn.
Please? The stars of the show.
He's begging for it.
Jackson Perry. Get him away from the dinosaur.
I'm
Get
here.
him Christian.
I'm here for the Christian heel turn. I'm still praying. I have less faith in it now, but I'm praying.
Christian and Jackson Perry. Let's do it. As a tag team for the gold.
Evolution.
It's a mystery.
Well,
Well, we didn't do MVP, LVP.
MVP? Shit. I don't want to get Lance Archer. It feels kind of obvious.
I have to go with Lance Archer. Finally, you gotta give him love. Finally, they allowed him to be him, and he got the big win.
You know what? You know, it was a solid. Actually, okay, you know what? Yeah. I kind of want to give it the fucking. I kind of want to give it to Moxley, because he took all the big spots.
True.
That
I
chair,
wouldn't be mad at you for
that
that.
chair spot is outrageous. Yeah, I probably go Moxley.
I have MIP as well, but I want to give the MVP to Lance Archer for crawling out of the gutter and remembering who you thought that you were.
Fair enough.
So
Who's your MIP?
Shawn Spears.
Also,
true
he just
player.
want to give him something.
You just want to give.
He didn't want to give MVP because it's a gross, but he fucking gave him MIP.
He finally looks relevant again lately, and
he felt like a star. LVP?
Oh, I wasn't ready. I thought we were going to go around.
LVP? I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. LVP. I'm sorry. I gotta give it to Nyla Rose. Like I said, I just thought that it was clunky at the beginning. And like I said last week, I feel like this is an untimely challenge for Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. But I'm hoping that the women's division is going to be on the up and up. We should also mention that this week it's been made official. Thunder Rosa is officially All Elite. She is officially a part of AEW. Congratulations to her. She's been on the True Hill YouTube channel. I have seen her journey for a couple of years now. Very happy for her. Very happy they came to some type of agreement with NWA to pull her out of that and get her in where she needs to be, and hopefully that means with a big push as well.
That actually explains a tweet I saw, and I will tear this guy into asshole now. NWA she credit for finding Thunder Rosa and blah, blah, blah. That's not how that works. They didn't hire her out of the goodness of their fucking heart. They hired her because she's talented to bring them to the company. That's how that works. Enough of these people. Make me sick.
Thank you.
LVP?
Tag team wrestling. Because that FTR and PNP segments was one of the rougher things I've seen in weeks. And we've seen Dustin Rhodes on TV and Cody Rhodes on TV and Marco Stunt on TV. And Matt Jackson talking like that beat a lot of things.
Jesus. Fair enough. That actually ties to my LVP, which is I don't know who the Kevin Dunn is. I think you said it was Kevin Sullivan, but now I can.
Not Taskmaster.
No,
just some other schmuck named Kevin Sullivan.
Whoever edits these shows or produces these shows, rather, whoever that guy, he fucked whatever that was up immensely and had all the makings of a fantastic segment, and somehow just dropped the ball. It happens, I guess. Match of the night, I assume we'll have Archer and Moxley.
I have Archer and Moxley for sure.
And you got?
Britt Baker and Nyla Rose.
He's trying to work his way back into the club. It's outrageous.
Was that right?
You're out the club. If you are willing to get rid of Britt Baker for any reason, you're out of the club. That's the number one rule in the chart.
It's not.
That's the number one rule in the chart.
But it's not any reason. It's to eradicate eyeballs from Marco Stunt. There is a greater good aspect.
There is no greater good than Go Baker. That's the point. There is no greater good. That's the point you're missing. That's the ice cold goat of all time.
She's the greater good. The greatest good with the EST is to eradicate, eliminate Marco Stunt.
Do you have a plug?
No more Marco Stunt on television.
Check out all the stuff here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Some great content this week. We had Slammiversary Roundtable Review, Money in the Bank Roundtable Review. Myself and Romeo broke down the news of CM Punk and Bryan Danielson coming to All Elite Wrestling on the Romeo Report. And True Hill Heat 135 is up right now with myself, Top Guy JJ, and our special guest, Samira. So check that out. Great content. And check out these guys on the Twitter machine, and of course Jimmy Macaram's YouTube channel. Great stuff over there. Ozark, Low Key, Person of Interest. I even watched the stuff I'm not on. So these guys great content.
Also, shout out to Haku Jr. I'm actually looking forward to that.
I am.
Yeah, and Hikaleo next week. That was another good ending for me because I was like, this dude is huge.
I did like the ending. Somebody's lying because they're both listed at 6'8", by the way. Somebody somewhere's lying. That's all I know.
Hikaleo is a legit 6'8".
Post your comments over down below. Like, share, subscribe.